Every time I see this, I can't help but think of Mr. Hanky from South Park. Either that or chicks are into some really weird things these days.
Hey, you sexy bitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Guardians of the Galaxy is directed by James Gunn and... Okay, seriously, Groot, stop. Groot, come on. Okay, seriously, Groot, stop fucking with me. Oh, alright, I can't stay mad at you. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 picks up a few months after the events of the 2014 movie, with the Guardians' reputation now spread across the galaxy. Peter Quill, better known as Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt, and his fellow Guardians are hired by a powerful and very gold alien race known as the Sovereign to protect powerful and precious batteries from invaders. Rocket Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper, has stolen these batteries. Now, the Sovereign search for vengeance as the Guardians of the freaking galaxy try to escape. And the mystery of Peter's father, past, and more unfold. All this and more in the new film, Guardians of the Galaxy. The very beginning of the movie, I was honestly laughing and smiling. Everything from the dialogue, the action, and who can forget the cute baby group dancing scene to the song Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. The first aspect I really enjoyed about the sequel is we learned so much more about our overall main characters. For instance, we learned a lot more about Nebula, played by Karen Gillan, who's from the movie Oculus and the upcoming Jumanji sequel/reboot. She has such a deep hatred for Gamora, played by Saldana, from the Loser's Avatar, and what went wrong during their childhood with Thanos. The two seem to fight like cats and dogs, honestly, but Nebula shows some real emotion and shows us her real feelings as a character. I loved when when Nebula told Gamora, all I ever wanted was a sister. This leads viewers to possibly believe that she doesn't hate her sister as much as we think. There's more insight given into Drax's relationship with his deceased family. While Peter Quill's lineage is a big focal point of the film, there's time spent exploring how Rocket Raccoon's creation caused him some major trust issues. And it's even explained where Yondu, played by Michael Rooker, came from. The team faces conflicts and personal demons that threaten to tear them apart. Their individual stories dominate the movie, in my opinion. It was well done writing because we learn more about each individual character, that we care more about them when they actually team up. That is where the sequel shines a light. It shines a light on characters and its theme, the theme being the power and importance of family. In the film, Nebula says, all you do is yell at each other, you're not friends, and Drax responds, no, we're family. Even though these characters are split up, and even though they all have separate stories going on, it is that trust, that bond and that trust that really brings them together. For instance, you have the story going on between Gamora and Nebula, and you have the story of Star-Lord and his father, and the story with Rocket, Groot, and Yondu. Therefore, the movie's theme is something a majority of people will connect emotionally to. The film has heart, and it still has a really good fun time. This is honestly some of the best character development I've seen out of Marvel, or any movie, in a very long time. This isn't a spoiler because it was shown in the trailers. Kurt Russell plays Star-Lord's father, Ego, the living planet. Russell mainly, he fixes Marvel's major issue. The whole Marvel has weak villains, because Ego, the living planet, played by Kurt Russell, is actually a really good villain, and he makes Ronan from the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie look like crap. I thought he was so well done, and they had a much better villain this time around. Even though he is Star-Lord's father, Rooker's Yondu comes off like Star-Lord's real father figure. In the film, Yondu tells Star-Lord, He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. I do love that we got time with our main characters, but the threat in the movie, they don't really come off as a threat, the gold alien race, because we just don't get too much time with them. Dave Bautista, as Drax, has some of the best comedy throughout the whole movie. I had no idea how funny he could be. The former WWE wrestling superstar is a power slam of comedic lines. His comedic delivery and timing couldn't be any better. He laughs while telling us he has famously large turds. Star-Lord needs to find a woman pathetic as him. He calls Mantis, played by Klementieff, ugly, even though she is the prettiest alien I've ever seen. And he really is giving the best lines in the whole movie. Drax isn't the only one who gets comedic moments. Everyone gets a chop on the comedy chopping board. One of my all-time favorite lines in the movie actually comes from Yondu. Star-Lord tells Yondu, "You remind me of Mary Poppins." "Was he cool?" Yondu replies. Star-Lord responds and grins. "Yeah, he was cool." Yondu then yells, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." Now let's talk about everyone's favorite little baby. You've all been waiting for it. Let's talk about Baby Groot. All the marketing worked. I absolutely adore and love Baby Groot. He makes audiences, including myself, laugh, cry, and say, "Aw, isn't he so cute?" When a CGI baby tree that only says 3 words can pull on your heartstrings and has charisma on screen, you know this movie did something right. I also find it interesting how in the first film, Groot was like the parent for Rocket Raccoon. Everyone remembers the iconic scene when Groot wipes away a tear from Rocket's eye and tells Rocket, "We are Groot." Now it is reversed. Rocket is the protector and parent-like figure for Groot. In a way, Rocket depended on Groot. Now Rocket has to put his trust into some of the other characters in the film, such as Yondu and Nebula, and honestly a couple other characters. Also, the film has some really good cameos. I thought those were some of the best cameos that Marvel has done in a very long time. Also, the film does a real great job of making space seem fun, trippy, colorful, and like a comic book right out of the 1970s. We are even introduced to some new planets, but we don't spend too much time there. This movie does what a movie is supposed to do. It connected with me emotionally. It made me laugh. It made me care even more about the characters. It had surprises. It had drama. It was fun, funny, and it reminded me of why I personally love movies. I can't give a bad rating to a movie that did all of those things. It may not be good, that great story-wise, but character-wise, it is amazing. And I honestly do feel like in the original film there was more of a story. And honestly, Volume 2 still packs a punch. It has one of the best endings in MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie history. I'm glad these characters are saving the galaxy again. It strikes lightning in a bottle twice, and as Chris Pratt told Empire Magazine, watching this you'll be charmed, thrilled, and entertained. I was charmed, thrilled, and entertained throughout the whole journey, which is why I believe Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 gets this rating. Here's my rating right now. A 10 out of 10. Okay, that one almost went in my eye.